students. Today we are going to learn one another part of second lesson, that is the historiography in the medieval period. In the before lecture, what we have studied about the ancient period. As earlier I said, the medieval period is existed till 16th century. So we are going to learn about the medieval period. The style of writing, Raj Tarangini, The History of Kashmir by Kalhan in 12th century CE is quite close to the concept of modern historiography. Why we can say that Kalhan was regarded as a modern historiographer? Because before writing Raj Tarangini, he had gone through the 11 references book. He collected the evidences, and he whatever evidences he collected, he included in the Raj Tarangini. So we can say Kalhan was the modern historiographer. So in the previous lesson, what we have learned, what are the framework of the modern historiographer? That they should write the authentic information. They should not show the relation of human with the God. So these things are not included in this book. So this we can say Kalhan was a modern historiographer. So Kalhan himself says that he wrote this text after critically examining various sources like inscriptions, coins, remains of ancient monuments, dynastic records and local traditions in the medieval Indian historians. Okay children, moving to the next slide. In the medieval India, the historians in the court of Muslim rulers were influenced by Arabic and Persian historiography. Among them, Ziauddin Baroni, remember the name Ziauddin Baroni, holds an important place in Tarikhai Firuz Shahi, a book written by him. He has stated the purpose of historiography. So Ziauddin Baroni wrote which book? Tarikhai Firuz Shahi. So what he stated in his book, that when we are writing the history of any place or anything, we should take into consideration the purpose of historiography, why we are writing the history. So that things he suggested, and the book which is written by him is Firuz Shahi. So next is that according to Ziauddin Baroni, the historian's duty is not limited only to recording of the ruler's valor and policies of welfare. Still we have seen now, many books we are reading and we are seeing from the ancient part. So only historians are writing their praises, their valors, their policies of valor. They never shows the bad picture or bad reflection of their image. So this should not be there. Means all the pictures, all the vices and verses they have to include. So but he should also write about the rulers failing and incorrect policies. Means all the things regarding to that. Barani further says that a historian should also take into consideration the impact of teaching of wise, means at that time what they have given, what kind of the impact was on the people at that time. The learned people, what kind of the people were there, what kind of the learning people were there, what was their were their impact on the society and the sense on the cultural life of the people. Thus Baroni expanded the scope of historiography. So here we can see in the picture also. Next, he has come to for the historian in the Mughal courts, praising the emperor and exhibition of loyalty became more important. See, in olden days, what happened when the historian used to write the history of any king, So they have to write, they have to praise their work with their quotation, with the poems. If they will not do that thing, if they would not carry out their task properly, then they were kicked out from the court. This is the perfect perfect example we can see in the newly picture Padmavat, where Alauddin Khilji is in the picture as shown, where Alauddin Khilji is throwing away the papers which were written by the historians and that were not in the praise of him. So this we can see from that picture. Babur. Next is coming Babur. Who was the Babur? The founder of Mughal Empire. What he wrote? His autobiography. What is the name of his autobiography? Tuzuk-e Babri. What it contains? Descriptions of battles fought by him. And Babur also recorded his minute observation of various regions and cities where he went. Traveled by him, including the local economy, custom and flora. He studied each and every things wherever he goes or wherever he used to travel. Their local economy, what kind of the economy they were carrying out, customs kaise the and flora kaisa tha. So this is Akbar, you can Babur, and what the book which is written by Babur is Tuzuk-e Babri. Next is coming Akbarnama. Abul Fazl. Abul Fazl had written the Akbarnama. So Abul Fazl's Akbarnama is very important from the point of view of critical historiography. His method of collecting authentic historical documents and their scrutiny is looked upon a divide of bias and hence realistic. Whatever is collected in his book, Abul Fazl, whatever he collected, whatever he compiled in his book, that was, you can say, the truth. Authentic informations are there. Next, books written by Muslim historians. Hasan Nizami, Tuzulai Masir. Amir Timur Timukai Laim Tumu Tuzuk et Timuri. Then Yahya bin Ahmad Shirihindi Tarikai Mubarak Shahi. Minhazai Siraj Tabakai Nasiri. So these are the books written by Muslim historians. Foreign travelers who wrote about medieval India, you can see here the pictures are Ibn Battuta. Here you can see Abul Razak, Marco Polo, Nicola Conti, Barbosa and Domingos Pace. Their accounts provide us with historic information of medieval India. Okay. Now here we can see during the Aurangzeb's court, during the Aurangzeb's reign, in his courts, historians used to serve Ishwardas Nagar, Bhimsen Saxena, Khafi Khan and Nicholas Mansuri were among the historians of Aurangzeb's times whose accounts are important sources of Mughal history. Bakr is an important type of historical documents of medieval time. It contains eulogies of heroes and stories of historic events, battle, lives of great men. So this is the definition of the Bakr. Now Marathi Bakrs. Which are the Marathi Bakrs? Sabhashat Bakr written by Krishnaji Anand. What information we are getting about this? Information about the rule of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So next is coming Bahusahebanchi Bakr, describes the battle of Panipat. So Bahusahebanchi Bakr, what it describes? The battle of Panipat. Holkaranchi Kafayat, that describes Holkars and their contribution to the Maratha rule. Bakrs can be divided into many parts. So Panipatchi Bakr describes the battle of Panipat. So these are the Marathi Bakrs. In the picture you can see, and from here you can learn the types of Marathi Bakrs. Here types of Bakr: state administration by king. Next is coming biographies of kings, dynastic history, then autobiographies regarding grievances. Then next is coming based on mythology, then description of events, then history for sects. Is history of sects. So these are the pictures which are the types of Bakrs. So that's all, my children. For that